Hola amigos, mi nombre es Andrue Velarde, and I'm not making this without a shirt to show off. I'm not doing it in a way of look at me. This is going to be a very raw and authentic talk. You can see the apartment I'm in right now. I want really to highlight to myself and make this as sort of a documentary. Because I'll stand. This is my physique aspect. Legs. Quit skinny. This isn't a way to show off, nothing like that. The whole reason I wanted to make this today is because great change is going to happen. It is going to happen today. I've been speaking about change happening here and there between days for everything I've been doing, updates in the days of my life, but truthfully, this will be the change, the differentiator from every single time I've spoken before. I've told myself, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to get better here, I need to get better there. Don't get me wrong, I've improved. I've become more disciplined. But ironically, I feel as if when I was younger, when I was 16, 17, I've been a little more. Actually, 16, I was very disciplined. Funny enough, I remember it was COVID, right? All you would think to do is sit on your ass. Yeah, during that time, that's when I was 16, and I had lived alone, because I had been staying in an apartment where my brother had been as well. However, he was in and out just because he was staying with his girlfriend as well. So it makes sense. So it was just me for a good majority. And as I was there, it was interesting because I noticed I had a lot of time on my hands. COVID started a little earlier that year, and I had been bouncing around between my aunts and my grandmothers, and as I was going back and forth over there, I was actually doing my thing, I was running, but then once I actually got to my brother's, that's when I really kicked things in overdrive. I had all this time on my hands. I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking up in school, doing whatever I was doing. Wasn't like I was doing the best, just kind of distracted, playing video games, whatever that was, right? But instead of just consuming, doom scrolling, whatever there was to do at the time, play video games, it really wasn't much. 16-year-old kid. I think I had a permit at the time, maybe not even my license, but regardless, it's not like I had a car. So during this time period, I actually made an effort to start taking training seriously. I've been working out since I was 13, so weight training, that was always a given in practice, right? But specifically, I remember what I would do was every single morning, I started developing a routine, right? So it started for me simply going to go run through the back of the apartments. There was a trail. Now this was about a mile trail where it was sort of a U shape, right? You go all along the riverbed, and you go all along, and then there's a halfway point. You go up a little ramp, and you go down, and then the rest of the riverbed, and there's a little workout area and everything alongside, and then you end up at sort of a street, and you keep going all the way down that street, and then you reach the apartment. So when I would wake up, the first thing I would do was make breakfast. That was my routine. I'd make breakfast, so that way it gets my day started, get my energy flowing, and between that period and an hour, I would ultimately start stretching, start getting ready, go on my run, and it started where I wouldn't be able to run the full thing at first. I would go half, stop, and then I would run the other half. Then eventually, day by day, it became a mile, 2 miles, 3, 4, 5. Eventually it became 5+ every single day, 6 days a week. I would take Sundays off. 6 days a week where I would run, and then on top of that, when I was finished, I would end the run by doing a workout. I'd do a workout, whatever day it was, whatever muscle group, and on top of that, I would do catch up on a lot of my schoolwork. That's how I ended up passing my classes. I know it was a little easier during COVID, but I really pulled my head out of my ass during that time. But The reason I tell this story is because it wasn't so much about the physical activity, but what it did for my mind. My mind thought so much more clear, so much more disciplined, because I knew in the morning, every day I woke up, what was I going to do? I was going to do that run. No matter how much I didn't want to, no matter how tired I was, I would lace up my shoes, I would go outside, and I would start that walk all the way to the trail. Once I got on the trail, it was run time. My mind knew this. My body had to be prepared every time. And that's one of the greatest lessons I learned at a young age, is that as long as you put your mind to it, even if you do not want to do it, your body will follow because you will force it to. And it will keep up and it will maintain the momentum needed to finish the task at hand. That is why I say I was a little more disciplined at the age of maybe 16 than I am now. Don't get me wrong, I do what needs to be done. However, I know I need to be more consistent. This is just me being raw and authentic. I know the flaws of my actions. I do try to do the best I know I need to do. However, we live in such a distracted world. I'm not talking bullshit like women, drinks, smoking, video games. I'm not even talking any of that. I'm talking simply everything moves so quickly, and your mind and your attention can be easily consumed by social media. Just one click on your phone, whether that's emails, whether that's Instagram. I don't know. There's a million and 10 things. You get notified of anything. And then as well as people trying to pull your attention this way. Hey, this is going on today. Hey, this is going on that day. Hey, let's get together and let's work together this day. Don't really like working together, but then sometimes, it's a little out of schedule. You could have got more work done at home, but that's besides the point. And then maybe family, friends, asking for little favors here and there. There are just so many avenues where your attention can be so consumed on the primary objective, because the primary objective is dissipated. You don't get to focus on exactly what is at hand, because everything else is pulling your direction here, there. So imagine, you only have, I can't even say 24 hours in a day. We're sleeping, you're lucky if you get 8, realistically. Maybe, I'm not going to say I sleep every night 3 hours, no, maybe 6 hours, right? We're lucky with the time that we are given in a day, because quickly you start to realize these quick little 30-minute trips, hour trips to the store, maybe you gotta go make some errand runs, taking little drives, these little phone scrolls. This time adds up very quickly. And by the end of the day, that's when you really feel it. Before you go to bed, I don't know about everybody else, but me personally, I feel, dang. Me sitting right here, it's not that I didn't always accomplish something. No, I try my best to at least accomplish something every single day, but I realize how little of time we really have. It's funny, I'm 21. What the hell do you know about having little time? But then I realize I need to make this work. And a big reason of that, why I view time a little different maybe than I did, let's say, even last year, is because my sister passed away at 33 last year. Well, it hasn't even been a year. And when she did, it really brought light to life is really short, and you do not know how much time you are granted with. I was the one that found it. I was the one who witnessed the entire scenario. I'm the one who called the medical department, 911, tried to actually give her CPR, and did everything I could. I was the one who walked in on her, passed away. And instead of a traumatizing effect, it just further gives light to me on the lessons of life that we are not promised tomorrow. So that's why I say, yes, me being 21, we truthfully do not know how much time we have. Because your reality today may not be the same one you think it will be tomorrow. So act today, do what needs to be done, because tomorrow is not promised. And on that note, with myself, I know there's a lot of improvement. Tomorrow, I leave to Mexico. I will be there for 4 or 5 days. I say 4 to 5 because departure, arrival of the plane. So I'm going to be creating a little series while I'm out there, a series of videos, some fresh content, new content. And I want to really make it a way of rewiring my brain, right? going out of the country, going somewhere new, experiencing different things. I really want to make it where it's a great reset and I come back more disciplined than ever. And I know it may seem funny because it's only 5 days, but that's all the time I need to really further solidify my momentum and really make something out of the reality that I'm living in currently. Because everything is about speed and how quick you can act. I guess that's kind of the same thing, speed and how quick you can act. But truthfully, consistency is what will conquer all as well. If you do what needs to be done every single day, I'm not talking to you guys, trying to preach to you guys, do this, do that. Of course, I'm speaking to you, but I'm also talking about this because I know it's what I need to hear. Consistency will conquer all. As long as I stay consistent and do what needs to be done every single day, I know the labor that I put in will come into fruition soon enough, and the life I want to live is right on the other side. I just need to stay focused, disciplined, and consistent. Adios, amigos.